Hey, I'm Aaron and I'm a Norse pagan, and today we are here in the Manor Park next to the oldest tree in the park and in the forest. This is known as the Odin tree, and the Odin tree, as you can see, has a very thick branch and trunk and reminds me of the tree that Odin hung 9 days and 9 nights from. Also, this specific tree, this kind of pine tree, is known to be one of the oldest ones in this forest. So I'm going to go round this tree beating my shamanic drum and calling out to the All-Father Odin. So this is what we will do. As so on. I welcome you here! So this cleanses the space, cleanses a bit of sound, and I noticed every time I was beating him, I felt the wind of Odin come through my clothes. And if you come here, this is where I give offerings. Within this tree itself has an altar space, a place of giving offerings where Gibo has been carved, and a place of where Odin rests and resides. This was made by a practitioner of the faith. And what I will be giving is a very simple offering. So, knowing that Odin mostly drinks alcohol most of the time, and if you ever give food is mostly reserved for Geri and Freki, his two wolves, the ravenous and greedy, hungry wolves. So we will be giving an offering to the All-Father Odin. So, Odin, All-Father of the gods, Rune Weaver, Wolf Tamer, Wolf Feeder, Raven Listener, Raven Speaker, I welcome you here on this morning to this tree, and I welcome you here. I give you offerings of a Stella Artois, a strong beer of itself, in a Belgian way. Its alcohol volume is 4.6% volume. I give you this as an offering as it fizzes up and explodes in my hand. May this be a worthy sacrifice. It is from my own personal beer collection, as I love personally drinking beer myself. May it give you sustenance. May it give you a worthy drink on this morning coming on afternoon. Hail to the All-Father! Skal! Now, the next thing I'll give is something of value to me, and that is tobacco. Now, you don't have to give tobacco, but this is my favorite one, which is known as vanilla and cherry. And I personally like this kind of tobacco. You can smell the sweet cherries and vanilla. All Father Odin, I give you this tobacco as an offering and as a sacrifice. For me, I personally love smoking myself, and we'll probably need to moderate it in time, but may this tobacco welcome you here, and may you enjoy it with your beer. All Father Odin, wisest of all the gods. Beer may be something that comforts you and gives you rest. Tobacco might be something that might help you feel grounded. But I give you another offering. This is coffee that I French pressed myself. This kind of coffee is known as Pike Place. It is from Starbucks, so it is a good fine coffee in itself. And the coffee itself, may it keep you awake, may it replenish you and help you enjoy your morning from the hair of the dog, which beer may be. And in other words, may it welcome you to this morning. Hail Odin, hail the All-Father, Skull. As the coffee flows with the beer and resides in front of me, it's as if Odin himself wants me to also drink the coffee. Thank you, All-Father. All-Father Odin, you may go back to wherever you may have been before when you were wandering either through Midgard or the Nine Realms. Thank you for joining me on this morning and gracing me with your majestic presence. On this day, I will also grab my rune set. First of all, Odin, you may go back to doing whatever you were doing before you graced me with your presence. Thank you, All-Father, for joining me on this sacrifice. Skull. What I show before you is my rune set. This rune set was made by Tyler McCormack, who is a mountain man shaman and is a Norse pagan. And as you can see, these runes, this is the rune bag, and it actually has, it represents Algis. This is the rune of Algis, and it represents in all the four corners. It represents that when you wear this glyph plate, it represents how you're always protected, no matter where you are, in all corners of the earth and Midgard. So now, the best way of how I communicate to Odin, after doing a ritual, you may feel that you don't know what Odin is asking. So what I will show you is a little ritual that I do of my own. It's called the free rune pull. And with a free rune pull is very different. So I'll place it on this shamanic drum, as you see here. And we get the first rune that represents past. This is past, where I've had joy. This is one jo that represents joy. The next rune is the present moment. This represents Yira, which represents the year. And then the next rune will represent the future, which also is a rune that I don't actually know too much about, because I study the runes from time to time, but I don't always know them off by heart, which is fine, because we're all learning in this path and we're all practitioners. So what I have learned is by reading multiple books on the basis of the runes. So I actually have a rune book written by Lisa Chamberlain, and it's Runes for Beginners. So as you come back here to the runes, you can see Wonjo, which represents joy and happiness and good things. And you have Yira, which represents the year, the cycles of the year. This rune for the future, I don't actually know off by heart. So what this rune actually represents, if we look back, and the thing is about Odin, it's all about memory, and I haven't got the bestest memory in the world. But as you can see here, this is a rune book that talks about the runes themselves. And here we are to the rune page. And as we go to this rune area, if I haven't gone past it, let's hope I haven't gone past it now. No? Ah, that's what it is. It's Iwaz. It represents death, regeneration, rebirth, changes and magic. The primary themes, if you come before me and I'll show you. The primary themes of Iwaz. Iwaz represents a yew tree, making it symbolic for both death and regeneration. A yew is like a toxic plant for humans and livestock, and poisons can be made from the yew tree for both murder and suicide in ancient times. However, yew is also considered a tree of life due to the evergreen nature and extreme longevity. A wild yew tree can live for thousands of years. When they begin to die, they can be regenerated on their own. Daughter trees may grow inside, decaying trunks. Combination qualities makes a yew... Sorry, I'm not the best at reading. The qualities makes the yew, and it represents the rune Iwaz, which is extremely powerful symbol and cycle of death and life. So in other words, if we come back to the runes, so in the past I have had great joy. In this present moment it's a new year, and in the future there will be regeneration, the death of the old and the coming of the new. So what this all represents, to have joy and see the joy in my past, to make this a year of looking into the future and understanding that I need to let the old die and bring forward the new. These are what, in my interpretations, what this rune pool, or this 3 rune pool represents. Now I'll place these runes back into the bag. So what I'll do, I'll pick up the runes like this, and I'll place them into my hands like this, and then I'll close my eyes and breathe in the air of oxygen from this tree. Understanding that I have had joy in my life, in my past, and in the present moment it should be a new year, and for the future is the death of the old and the coming of the new. Sko. At first, when you communicate to the All-Father Odin, it doesn't always make sense at first, but give it a few months, give it a few weeks, and things start making sense over a period of time. So, I'm Aaron, and I'm a Norse pagan. Until the next offering that you see, till the hall, Ska.